Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am excited, sincerely. Yes, I started early, so sincerely, I'm excited to see what today might bring. Some of the inspirations and thoughts I've had. I'm feeling optimistic again today. So thank you to all of you who may tune in and join. It's an off time, and then I deviated even from what I scheduled. But happy Talcott Tuesday, man. I'm living this life. Feel the love. Thank you. That is what my purpose is. Someone was kind enough to share a comment recently in one of the videos offering that there's inspirations being caught out there, that there is some value being found. So, I feel good. I feel good today, brothers and sisters. And I'm going to open up the link here pretty quick because today I do feel like flowing. And I have some ideas too for myself and what I might bring here to the channel. And I'd love to discuss some of those. So some friendly ears will be welcome today. But today, Talcott Tuesday, never thought my life would lead me here. I'm sitting here, Jack Talcott. I'm claiming this day as my own. Talcott Tuesday. And here I am before you with love, strong in my background and in my heart and in the background of the stream. What I hope to share is the idea: rest in God's love. Because the simple is obvious, right? Usually the simple is obvious, and what's obvious is typically true. Not always. Things are not always as they appear, but if you consider these ideas that truly anything can happen on any given day, because everything is happening on every day we've been given. Everything is happening on every day we have been given. So anything can happen on any given day. Prepare yourself for anything. Life will bring the unexpected. The unexpected can feel good and it can feel bad too, but life certainly brings the unexpected. So prepare yourself for anything. How? How do you prepare yourself for anything? Align yourself with everything. Know God as the all, the everything that is true and light and good. Know it as God. Know God as the all and practice in yourself. You can do it if you want. I found out I really wanted to do this. I wanted to practice flowing through the day with following the example of Jesus, of the Christ, flowing through the day with faith, with love, with peace. I'm pretty sure we all want that deep inside. Because today, the topic, acceptance and change, I hoped to point out some pretty obvious things. I mean, it can be obvious if you become aware of it, but the things we don't notice might be right there, and it's just out of our experience. But Today, the idea of acceptance and change, there's a lot of rumors about me, my reputation, and truthfully, I remain unproven. Am I am I qualified to be considered a coach, right? A life coach, or am I qualified to be considered a whatever I am anyway? Studying from those who have studied the principles of success, okay? These people that mentor and coach, they give advice to the executives of these big corporations and even some of the people in powerful positions of authority, right? These government leaders, they go to counsel of others. There's people who've studied coaching, right? The principles of success. So they're advisors. That's what a coach is. Well, one of the obvious things I've learned through my own experience overcoming many addictions, many bad habits, many limiting beliefs, many limiting practices. It's simple, it's obvious. If we want things to change, we must accept things for how they are, for what is real. And as soon as you can accept things for how they are, good and bad, perfect and flawed, once you find the reality, then you can bring your mind into a more clear focus. But many people are living these lives, they're fighting against reality. They're fighting against their greatness. They're fighting against success. Many people. It's a perfect design how God has created us. It makes sense. It makes sense that there's repercussions built within us, within the organism, the biological technology of our body. It's built perfectly with these um, well, there's orders and systems and processes, there's cause and effect. There's consequences for all things. Here's the point. If we want to change ourselves, we want to change the world we're living in, maybe change who and where we're associating ourselves with, we've got to look within. Everything happens within. Within me, within you, there is, in the present moment, there is the same um, loving awareness. In the human mind, we have an awareness that sits perfectly within us all, silently. And it's the one who silently communicates with the heart. And I was just watching a recent conversation regarding some of the new discoveries in science about the human body, and they're finding more physical, as I understood, more connections between the mind and the heart. There's the mind we've been given is amazing. The body and the opportunity of life we've been given is mysterious. But, brothers and sisters, if we can accept things for how they are, then we don't spend as much time fighting against our opinions or fighting for our opinions. This is what I've been learning, the strategies of success, they are very simple. A good leader, the topic. A good leader is one who can accept the results, right? Bad news happens, good news happens. You accept the results, and then you change based on the new data. You move forward, you flow forward with time. That's what an effective or an efficient leader would do, but that's what a good man or woman will do. An honest person seeks to align with what is true. Politics and billionaires don't come from transparency and honesty. Here, before I get off too much, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link and open it up for those who do wish to join. I didn't monologue too long, but I can continue talking about God all day. Hey, this. Thank you. A good friend with sound advice is also an advisor. This world we live in, which wants to profit and charge for everything, right? A life coach, a counselor, it's filling in for a friend. Every friend can care. Every friend can understand. And here's one I hope to consider a friend.
I am feeling good today, man.
I'm glad to hear.
You
Getting
want to
some.
sing a duet today, Talcott?
No,
The
I'm not.
audience?
I'm not in the spirit of singing yet.
Oh, come on, man. It's about love.
That's
About
no.
having fun.
I have fun being myself, and it doesn't always. People don't always appreciate. Oh yeah, people don't always appreciate when I or how I be myself. I did.
Endless love.
Minded.
Diana and Lionel.
No,
Say. Paul and Michael.
I don't. I don't sing at church. I.
Come
I'm.
on, Jack.
Nope. Not until things change.
What
That's
does
the.
that mean? We can't glorify love and God and the creation and sing a joyous occasion until things. Jack, come on. That's not the spirit. That's not the Talcottian spirit. Say that you love me, Jack, today.
I don't know that one. But
Say. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. That was back in your day. You don't know any of these, Jack. Come on, Jack. We got to start learning some songs so we can duet together, glorify the creation.
Paul, we could. But here, there's some things I have my limits, and there's some things I have no desire to do publicly. Singing is one of those.
And that's why you got to do it. Jump out of the
Well,
box.
when there's incentive, when there's a true reason for it, that will be a gift I will share. But I don't know.
You're telling me you won't do Kelly and Nelly Dilemma duo?
I can't remember that one. I see the names of songs that wouldn't help. I'd have to kind of hear a little bit. Um, some of them I might know, but and
Let's
you
say
know what?
let's pretend we were gonna do a duo, which we're not, like you're saying, but let's pretend we're gonna Sonny and Cher, maybe like me as Sonny, you as Cher. I got you, babe.
I think I remember those words, but there's got to be better songs than that that we can align with.
Right.
And you know what? I won't say never. I I've been working on that in myself because every time I said never, fuck, I had to eat my words. Um, yeah, Swin remembers. Violent Femmes, man. I remember most of those. Hey, we have.
Are you a violent femme?
No, I'm overcoming the violent part.
How
Here, we've
about the
got a.
femme part?
It's hit and miss. Shasta C. Shasta.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
People are utterly fascinating. And what I've learned is that they can get to us. We can let people get to us. But here, the practice of flow that I've been learning, it's I was corrected the other day because while I do try to be kind, my kindness disappears pretty quick with some people. And there's a truth to that. But it was pointed out, and I am good at recovering quickly. I think you are as well, Paul. Uh, when you identify getting angry, getting emotional, you're able to reset pretty quick. I've been practicing that myself. And what I found is helpful. It goes with the thoughts I had earlier about flow, not the gut, not the character, but the flowing with time, because time is constant. We either flow with time or we resist time, and time is just changes. Why did I start down that? Flow. Flow, with the practice I've been working on, is letting things go, good and bad, letting them go, and growing in appreciation. So it's the two of those, detachment and at the same time, more attention, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But hey, we are living at a it's a very interesting time of history, but wouldn't all times of history be interesting? Um, we've got another character.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome, Hand Banana. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. Just been chilling. Gonna smoke a little and just relax. Saw you were on normal time, kinda. Actually, you're a little early today.
I am early today. Feeling good, and I figured, oh, one of my questions. Now that you guys are here, I started early because I was kind of inspired, had some ideas. Excuse me, and I'm always curious what might show up. These open conversations, you never know, right? So I figured I'd start early, but then I had this other idea too. I get inspired watching. There's several creators, and there's maybe a path of topics and stuff that I file or that I follow, and I wondered about restreaming, just sharing some videos.
Did you pick some out?
I hadn't, but I was thinking about doing it for later.
Oh, nice. So, where are the topics of the videos?
Spirituality and stuff on war. Because, dude, the stuff on war. Yeah, actually, I don't know that Ham Banana. I don't know that you sent folks over here, but holy cows, man, your name came up, and there was some interesting characters showing up. They had interesting things to say about you too.
It's just usually me, Eric Lawless, and sometimes Mike Cerrone. The rest of the people are just, yeah, they're not part of the thing.
Anyway,
Jack, that seemed like good marketing. Like if we just start repeating that this is a safe place for pedos, it seems like it really got folks' attention. So I mean, you know me, I'll use any angle to move the energy to switch up the conversation.
I did that before. I took a vote and we had Thumper 88 on panel for a while, and people went crazy.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
There's a YouTuber named Thumper88, and like he did some weird stuff a long time ago. Not anyway. Don't let me distract. We're getting distracted from the topic here.
No, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Oh, so hey, I wanted to some of the things I've been watching, dude. The political, economic chaos that's being perpetrated at this time of history. Holy shit. It's got to be. I have faith this is God's plans, but holy crap, I don't know what options we have. I don't know what God wants us to do, but there's some sick evil happening in the world today, right? There's finally, while the journalists in these different nations, they keep getting taken out and, murdered. Some of the news coming out of some of these areas, there's true atrocities and war crimes happening, but war is a crime. And so it's like we've got criminals enabling criminals, and that could be pointed at the corporations and the governments. And of course, the banking system. It's all criminal enterprises made for the purpose of division and manipulation and control. So if the truth is that obvious to some, but not others, that's the dilemma we find ourselves in, Paul, because you and I see the world pretty clearly.
Living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. And hard to be someone, but it all works out. Doesn't matter much to me. Come on, Jack.
I don't know that one.
Doesn't know that one either. Holy Christ.
Hey, nigger faggots, I'm done doing Christian things for the day.
Holy cows.
Holy cows, man.
What's going on?
Prostate.
Douchemaxer.
Hey, are you guys familiar with Marianne Williams?
Nope.
By chance? Ham Banana asked what type of things I would share. And Marianne Williamson, she was a candidate, Democratic candidate for the president.
Yeah.
But before the DNC national convention, she'd already been kind of shoved out of that nonsense. But she wrote a book recently titled The Mystic Jesus. Stupid. And I've been listening to some of her conversations. This woman is an incredible teacher.
Yeah. She's a leftist, so she's garbage, probably.
Well, she's speaking about the mystical teachings of Jesus. And that's kind of important. What's that?
What's so mystical about it?
It's true, and it's been misunderstood.
I think it's been understood, and it is true, but I don't think that's mystical.
Well, I encourage you to listen.
No, I got a Bible.
Well, this is different.
I know.
Here's the wonderful thing. Christians who are taught
I am spirit.
Do not judge. They love labeling and condemning everything they don't know.
Reading.
That's him.
Keep reading, Jack. It doesn't.
Think you cut out, Tommy?
Hopefully.
Maybe it's a little bit of holy intervention.
I was just
thinking, will be done.
Divine Spirit works in mysterious ways. the Christian fundamentals, the traditions, this is the thing that just blows my mind. All of these religions, it's just a tradition. That's all it is. It's a philosophy and a tradition. Obey this, believe that. Unless it's properly applied, it results in slavery and oppression. It's perfectly revealed. The Bible can be used to bring peace to the world, which is what I hope to do, or it can be used to divide the world. And, Catholics showed, oh yeah, here in America, right? Many Christians owned slaves. And many Christians were neighbors of those who owned slaves. So we live in a world where slavery never ended. It just got a little more comfortable.
No, according to these slaves in their Bible, it says you can actually take slaves as long as they're not from your tribe and your own village. My understanding, that's great. It's always good.
What Bible is that in? Is that the Old Testament stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, well here's where we go. Like, hey, it was a big misunderstanding.
I was just asking.
A couple years ago, we did slavery because we just didn't know better.
Well, this is the whole point. To me, when I finally turned to the Bible and I was reading the words that all these other people supposedly studied, it made a lot of sense to me. And I was like, well, God wants us to end slavery. God doesn't want us at war with each other. That's the whole point. We couldn't figure out how to follow the rules that had been given, according to the story. We hadn't figured out how to follow the 10 simple rules that had been given. And so by God's grace and mercy, gave us a proper example. And then what we've got today is, rather than the Jewish people being above the Gentiles and, being the chosen ones, we've got all these Christians acting like they're the chosen ones.
That's him.
It's the Jewish people. It's like the TBE crew that has it wrong. Like, they think that because the Jews are fucking up and they're Christians, they can do the Jew burger thing and be anti-Semitic. Huh?
You have nothing to point to or to draw on to legitimize your perspective of the Bible.
What are you talking
so
about?
Few folks are listening with any kind of adherence to credibility. You're pretty much wasting your breath. I know you don't mind because your time, energy, attention, and life isn't worth much. But it's like, for the rest of us, how about giving us a break, right?
Where's this idea that I can't speak on Christianity or the Bible?
You keep, especially in my experience, you want to present yourself as some sort of authority, and you're
compared
not.
To you.
No, you don't know. You think that, but it's
I've
not
shown
true.
You what you don't know.
And you've ignored what I've been saying. So
I listen to what you're saying. You say new age stuff.
Hey, Tom, we're doing it again. We're like on the cusp of breaking into another loop.
Is there a mouse in your pocket?
No, it's like you do this every day. Like every day you come with the same know-it-all perspective, as if anyone here wants you to reveal the truth of God to them through your manic depressive ways. And we're not asking. We didn't ask you what your perspective again today on God and the Bible is.
Oh, he's just contributing to the conversation. I mean,
no, he's trying to take over.
He wants to proselytize and preach and presume he has some knowledge with authority. Tom,
what are you talking about?
Please just give us a break, okay?
It seems like BT's just causing drama with the prostate guy, honestly.
Hey, Ham Banana, you might be best just to keep opinions.
Jack, what is wrong with you?
Well, I won't disagree. Actually, I won't disagree. That appearance is there. However,
How about we just talk about the thing you were talking about?
You haven't let anyone finish yet without cutting them off halfway, which proves you're not really listening. You're waiting to speak. You can't even be patient enough to wait to speak without cutting people off.
I'm cutting people off?
Yes.
Yes, you.
Yes.
I think we're sitting here taking turns talking.
At this very moment, perhaps, but that does not negate your pattern of interrupting people. Okay?
Jack,
So
everybody interrupts people at some point.
you're making excuses, and I'm asking you
No,
to.
you're making me the poster child of a thing that everybody does.
And
I want to say something real quick. Before PT opened his mouth and started condemning the prostate guy, you and the prostate guy were having a good flow of conversation about your topic, and now it's derailed into drama and bullshit.
And I think we can get it back on the rails.
did that help?
I hope it did.
I think it did.
All right. So, how about acceptance and change, the topic of today? Acceptance, despite the labels of what you think you're hearing from me, new age or whatever, doesn't matter. What's more important is what is real. If we can accept, that there's good and bad in each of us, if we can just accept the moments and the experience, if we pay attention, we won't have so many misunderstandings.
I don't think we have misunderstandings.
Are you kidding me?
I agree that we have disagreements. I don't think we have
Okay.
misunderstandings.
So, where is your distinction between a misunderstanding and a disagreement?
A disagreement is when we both understand what we're saying and we just disagree about a thing. A
Okay.
misunderstanding is what the term is. It's
Okay.
misunderstanding.
Well, I offer that many of your disagreements have come from your lack of understanding.
I think I understand when I disagree.
Well, this is no, in my personal experience, you've allowed your assumptions and doubts to prevent you from accepting what's been said.
Give an example.
Oh, many of them are regarding my relationship with
Then
my
it should be
son,
easy.
regarding the relationship with my son.
How have I been wrong about that?
You've made assumptions that you know better, and you've even, in your mind, found a solution for me of something you didn't understand.
Or just be out with it.
Well, Tom, let me bring a different perspective if I can, because let me acknowledge the moment. Thank you, sincerely. I feel this is productive. These are conversations trying to understand each other better.
Don't
I'm
make
not
it
trying.
gay.
What's that?
Don't make it gay. Just go with it.
Well, and this is the thing. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm really
You
not.
can't.
Well, you're right. Only you can accept or admit when you're wrong. Same thing with me.
Oh, I do.
Well,
Ooh.
sometimes, many times you do, I'm sure. But here's where my perspective, my experience
How
seems
am I
to.
wrong about not needing to pursue your son?
Let's come back to the more other topic that's been more divisive, our understandings of God and Jesus and the Bible. How about that?
I think we were getting somewhere with your son issue.
Well, the thing that baffles my mind is you and others suggest I shut the door on that. You don't understand how close we truly were, how much he loved me in his life.
Can I ask how old is he when like currently, I guess, or when like the 2018 thing, right?
Yeah. He was 15 when I found God and I started really taking bigger steps in life. He was 15, and the confusion, people doubted me, and then they stopped trusting me, and at the same time they stopped talking to me. So now my son, in a couple months, he'll be 22. I don't know anything about him anymore.
I think it's okay since he's an adult to reach out to him, right? Like, be like, hey,
Yeah,
wanna talk
I'm
or what?
not saying you can't reach out to him, Jack, but I don't think you should go for the mom. And I would be
I agree.
delicate with your approach to your son, maybe. But I just think like the day after day thing, if Snafu really did find him, you should just get his contact and do it privately.
I
I
have
don't think
numbers,
I don't
but
think you should
my
be.
numbers are blocked.
Well, that's one thing me and your son have in common.
Well, that's maybe a sign that he doesn't want to. Like right now,
Right. I've never denied that.
but the
I'm
thing is, I
suggesting,
wouldn't
though.
give up on it though. Like, just
Thank
give
you.
it time, because in some point in his life, he might come around and
I
want
know.
to see you.
I
As he
I
matures and everything.
Here, I have found absolute peace in my heart. I truly have. Um, he's on his path in life. I'm on my path in life. I've devoted my life to following the Christ. So just as I understand his words, I really do. Just as he was told, hey, your mom, your sister are outside. He's like, who's my mother? Who's my sister? But those who are with me. And those who are with me presently are those who I'm able to connect with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure even doing these shows every day makes a change. I mean, new people come in, new people leave. I mean, it makes something happen, and you spread a message. That's something. I mean, it doesn't seem like you're doing anything bad to me right now. Like it doesn't seem like you're
Yeah.
out doing negative things necessarily. Currently, at least.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's the thing. I never really was out doing bad things. I got that out of my system in my high school years. Even when I was even my most diseased drinking, I would prefer to stay home so I didn't have to risk, travel or offending others. So the fact that people have forgotten the good in me, that's what really blows my mind. And that's why I'd love, whether these people return to my life or not, I'd love to know what they think I did to deserve this.
Well, something, Jack, but
Of course.
you could just move on.
Yeah. And I am, the way I see it, when I succeed, not if I succeed, but depending on the direction I succeed, I expect that eventually it will receive more publicity. And then my son and friends and family, they'll learn about me from someone else. I
Your
stand
obituary.
on what's true about me. And what's true about me is I'm filled with faith. I'm filled with faith in God, truly love of God. I hope that comes through. My love of God, I never thought about it. I never thought about God. I never thought about love. I didn't think about a lot of things in life, and that's what I think a lot of people are doing. They're going through the motions every day.
You need something very traumatic to happen for you to end up in that place where you seek something more, and you need something more, or else you probably can't survive mentally. Like I've been there. Feel
That's
like
what-
me and you are probably in the same aftermath of some kind of, existential crisis. That's what I definitely went through.
Somewhat, yes. And this is what happened with me. I've shared that I think my testimony, my life lessons, I think there's a reason, but I'm just like everyone else. We all have life lessons and testimonies, but my testimony is very simple and clear. I believed in the world. I served in the military. I chased the American dream and I lived a real nightmare. And
Well, you say it was a nightmare, but it also sounds like you'd go back to it if you could. I mean,
I was blessed. I was blessed with material, all the money in the account and the security and benefits. I was blessed in that regard, but I was praying for death.
I get that. Like you weren't like living for anything. But I don't know. I feel like when I had a daughter, that kind of helped too. Because I was in a pretty bad place when my brother passed during COVID stuff. And I was in a pretty bad place, but then I ended up having a daughter and stuff. So I don't know. Kind of so like little blessings or whatever got me back on track. And I guess what I was saying was like, I don't know, you had like a son or something. It's something to work for. But I don't know, because your son's a lot older than my daughter. My daughter's she's almost 2.
That's an important age. Whether we recognize it or not, those babies they are becoming from before the time they're born. I didn't understand how important the role of a father was because I didn't have good examples, but I've learned a lot. And that's another part of the reason I'd love to speak with my son is if it's true that he's a father, well, I'd love to help him understand some of the things I've learned. But everything happens for a reason. And part of my testimony, I swear, my faith comes from my life. And my life gave me evidence to look at the Bible. And for my own life, I saw a lot of similarities to different stories in the Bible. One of which I'm still kind of experiencing, the story of Job, where, my health has been spared for sure, and the people I cared about weren't completely taken out, but separated from my life, I've lost everything. And my friends and those around me, they want to blame me. And when I was losing everything, what Ham Banana said, I mean, I reached some very dark days where I couldn't find a reason to continue. And that's where Margot wants to paint it out as I'm dangerous, right? So I made it through the dark spells. I've become a much, much stronger man than I used to be.
That's good.
Well,
that's either, wherever doesn't kill you, it has to make you stronger. Hopefully.
Well, that's it too. And now I wonder, now that my life has been devoted to God, I wonder what I might be able to accomplish or experience in the future.
Do you think you can convert Gen X Jeff?
Well,
he was making a pretty good stance the other night whenever I was on there. He seemed to know more about some biblical stuff than the 2 guys we were talking to. But of course he has to. You can't have Satan worship without the Jesus story.
Right? Like, way to pick like the fucking B character and be like, that's my favorite because I'm different, you guys. I'm different.
Well,
and that's what I asked him. I was like, if you believe in God to have the Satan worship, why would you pick that side?
He doesn't even like bad stuff, and he's like, "Oh, that's evil," and he'll like be like kicking people off and stuff. Be like,
I think it's just
I
his
thought
autism. I don't
Satanism.
even think he's a Satan worshiper. I think it's just
Same.
his autism.
That's
Right.
exactly what I think too.
well, and I think if given the chance, I think Jeff knows. He's just got some he's unclear in some of the vocabulary. And that's really what I think most people are. They have the truth and the knowing is in our heart, but the mind is deceiving. And so, Banana, with that question, do you think I'd be able to convert? My prayer
We've got to
is,
convert you first, Jack.
huh?
No, go
We
ahead,
have to
Jack. Go ahead, Jack. Don't let him distract you.
to convert you.
Hey, I brought up Marianne Williamson earlier. This video that this interview she shared recently, it renewed my belief that maybe her and I could understand each other, because I would love to bring her, a former candidate for president, me, a few others. Let's get in front of this people of
Anton,
Congress.
Paulie.
Let's get in front of the people of Congress and let them know, hey, it's time to change. That's my prayer and my dream. And if God allows it, man, it's going to happen.
I don't think they're gonna listen.
And
that's
what
because
you
have
What's going on stage, Jack? What the hell is bobbing around?
It's a guy with a microphone.
Ham Banana. I think it's because you haven't quite thought it through yet.
I don't believe in Congress that much that they will care about the message.
Do you think it exists?
What about progress?
I believe Congress exists, and I believe you can physically stand in front of them and talk to them. But I just don't think they're gonna care. Like, I mean, wait,
whoa! Before you keep continuing with your doubts, please,
and your disagreements.
Okay? Well, I'd love to try and point out, what is it that we would be discussing with the members of Congress?
That's my question for you.
You said we got to tell them that they need to knock it off and that wars are bad and that we all just need to get along and love each other because love is the way. The Talcott.
Okay, so
see, he understands.
So wait. Here's something that I want you to consider. You seem to be dismissing it because you think it's just an opinion. What are the facts regarding war?
Depends on which war you're talking about.
I think of the song.
When the conversation here,
God,
back to the conversation we were having here, right? This hypothetical of Jack and others in front of Congress. I'm trying to get you to understand that what the topic is, there's no option for a lack of understanding. Okay, because the conversation would be that there are innocent lives being ended today. There is severe, unnecessary suffering happening throughout the world, and the solutions are available.
Yeah, but they know all that already.
How do you know? I think you're saying things that you don't actually know.
I mean,
I know that.
I would assume if they were
saving Jeff's life is important. I think we should try to save him.
That's good too. But
bring him to Christ, because maybe he'll forgive you. I told him to let you. Sorry, 1 sec, Jack.
Moose, you're deflecting and interrupting again. It's been the one issue I really have with you.
Well, remember last time I was here, me and Ham Banana, he asked.
Yeah, actually, I do remember some past visits. You showed some quite deliberate and obvious disrespect towards me. Thank you for reminding me of the past, Moose.
Reminds me of Hijack whenever you were like, "Oh, that's right, Moose. I think you said I was a faggot." And then you like kicked him out of the panel.
He's a very confused man.
Project.
But he doesn't care to learn. Well,
projection.
Ham Banana, that's true. And I'm willing to be compassionate and I'm willing to be understanding for people who don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was trying to address his behavior. He's got patterns of interrupting and deflecting the conversation. And
yeah, we were talking about like Congress, right? Like getting in front of Congress.
That's the goal. Because the reality is the tragedy of war can be avoided.
Can we stop wars in other countries that we're not really like, in?
Well, consider it. I know most people don't usually do it, but if you come across a couple people fighting at the bar or in the street, people can intervene.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times.
Right. So let's do that to the fight that's happening between the Republicans and the Democrats. That's the first real fight. If we can resolve that fight in Washington, D.C., between the Democrats and Republicans, then the citizens will have won. But until we allow these public servants to continue being paid and purchased while they create legislation that everyone around the world is expected to follow, I think we are the criminals enabling the criminals who enable the criminals.
Speaking of which, did you say something about disrupting the elections or something? I could have swore I heard you say that the other day.
We're running out of time, but there's a lot of money that could be redirected rather than the campaign and the advertising and all that crap. Maybe funds could be better spent on actual solutions instead of the celebrity game. And I think we could interrupt the celebrity game of the election if we invite ourselves to the table. And I think we can do it before November. But I've been thinking we could do this for fucking years. I just haven't found the willing yet. But it's happening.
Yeah, I'll probably Google it later and see how one goes about approaching Congress.
Please. I've tried calling their offices. I've tried everything I could think of on my own, and I've pursued many advice and many suggestions from others. But this is why I'm thinking outside of the box, and I actually think Marianne Williamson, through her past experience as a candidate, she's got connections.
Oh,
she might be more accessible than some of the other ones.
No, Trump seems pretty accessible.
How long is her video?
There's a joke about him he keeps getting shot at.
The one I pulled up is almost an hour and a half.
Does she have something that kind of breaks it down to brass tacks of what she's about?
She probably does. And along those lines, excuse me, I mentioned the idea of sharing some of the videos, doing another stream and doing the videos. Maybe I'll actually make some notes and pull some work from others. But what are the rules on whose work can you use? Can't you use? I don't understand what the deal is, and I never cared to look.
You mean as far as YouTube policy?
Yeah.
It's hit and miss, but your best bet's to give the credit to whose work you're using and cite it, and just try and have as much of it covered as you can and see what they do from there. Because I've had stuff that sat okay, and then a couple months later, then it became an issue. Like I got a copyright after it sat for a while. I had to cut some stuff out of videos. Oh, it was that Olympic boxing footage. Like it was okay for a while whenever I showed that chick that was wrecking all the boxers in Olympics, and then like a couple weeks later, it was like, no, you gotta cut it out.
Yeah, that happened with the Trump debate thing too. At first, it let me like monetize it and everything while I reviewed it, and then they were like, nope, you gotta cut out this part, this part, this part. Like, fuck that. Just cut out the whole fucking episode.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what platform we all go to after YouTube. Because even successful YouTube people, like big name people, are sick of it.
Well, this could be the last ditch. I've been kind of feeling this in my own personal life. I'm completely committed to my goals, with or without a house, with or without whatever. And so if we can find a way to use the technology while we still have access, right? What before the censorship continues to be manipulated, and there is
that's all it's going to be. They're going to require your identity to log on the internet eventually.
Unless we change things.
I heard they did that with porn websites. They're like they want to track when you're looking at porn or something.
Well, beyond
Jack,
that,
there's things you can change and there's things you can't change.
The things we think we cannot change, we never will. So I want to really think about what we can, and I believe all of the solutions are available to bring the end of wars and immediate reforms. And
So
America can become the leaders of the world like it was intended to, instead of the bullies.
what is it about war?
You broke up there, but if you're asking about why the wars, man,
what is it about wars that you're not really into exactly, Jack? What don't you like about war?
it's the evil. It's the here. I wear on my back the true costs of war, and because I think about this, even at church, I'm wearing this, but true costs of war, terrorism, landmines, civilian deaths, PTSD. It's just corruption. It goes on and on. Bankrupt communities, environmental destruction, torture, rape, depleted uranium, civilian deaths, surveillance.
Oh, that sounds like a great week for me.
Well, not to mention, dude, there's so many orphans being created because of these fucking wars. And then because there's all these orphans and the many of the elite, you know what? Because the masses don't have respect for human life, there's evidence of child sacrifice, human trafficking, all sorts of evil that is happening. And it happens when there's chaos, when everyone's fighting against each other. It's real easy. I mean, the American border is a perfect place right now. Children being separated from their parents. There's no counting how many people there are. And hey, what a great opportunity to harvest. I know I'm talking I know some of these things sound like conspiracy ideas, but the evil in the world, it's gangs, it's mobs, it's governments, and all of these wars can end. I trust this. I started the stream today. Anything can happen on any given day because every day we've been given, everything is happening. And there will be a day. It was prophesized, and it just can't continue. The absurdity and corruption cannot continue unabated as it's been in the past. So we don't know the day. We don't know the day. We don't know the hour, but there will be a transformation that's coming. And I want to be a big part of it.
You want to see my picture? Oh, yeah.
I guess so.
Hey, dumbass. What's the relevance of any of that to what the fuck was just happening?
My picture? My picture is about Gen X Jeff. It's an antler. He has a third eye for autism. And an arrow through the neck because he complained about Republicans shooting him in the neck or something. You know.
Banana.
Go off on this fucking guy, Jack. Sick as fucking disrespect.
What?
He has no clue. He has no clue what he stumbled into. And despite some of the things I've heard him say and others say, I think he's got a good heart. He's just...
Oh, thank you.
He's a confused man is what it seems. Maybe then that's what it is. He's got a good heart, but he's very confused. We know that fucking song here.
What exactly?
That's a hit song here. The I got a good heart, I'm confused.
What are you saying
single.
I'm confused about though?
Where do we start?
A number of things, but here's
at the beginning, buddy.
Here, let's the clearest. Have you found a purpose? Because that's what I'm seeing as a guy, good-natured, doesn't really know, but he's found comfort in life, not really worried about...
Yes, I found a purpose.
What is it?
It's to make art, animations, and stuff like that I could share and, in a way, get across my message, because I will script these things. I will draw these characters. A lot of this character right here is going to be in a cartoon someday. So... You know, It might be in a little 30-second one where he's like, me, I got autism, I'm a reindeer, or something. But, I mean, yeah, I got a purpose. It's making me happy and it's giving me some fulfillment, and I can use it in the future.
You hear that, Jack? Once again, all about him and himself and making him happy. That's one of the second hit songs.
Who else am I supposed to be?
Why is he cutting me off? See, there's the disrespect. There's another hit single that we know. It's called Self-Centered Selfishness. It's top of the charts.
I said I was
performed regularly.
Go ahead.
Jack, handle this fucking confusion because I'm about to go off. You know me.
Oh, please. Yes. I don't want that.
Go off.
I don't want that.
He can't handle me, a little bitch.
Here, Banana, I heard it too. And you're not to blame. It's a common condition of the world, but it's what the ego does. And that's what Paul and I are both trying to get people to grow, right? Beyond their limits and purpose. Here, the question though, for our purpose, our purpose is helping others. Okay, so you've got talents and things you enjoy. You've found part of the battle. Congratulations. So now the next step, though, if you want to enjoy and support yourself doing that, you've got to find ways for others to value it. You got ideas on that, or what they can receive from you? Does that make sense?
Sorry, I forgot my mic was off. It's going to be the scripts I write, like my jokes and stuff that go into it. And it's going to make people laugh. It's going to make them smile, or it's going to make them happy or sad or whatever. It's going to make them feel a certain way. And it's going to be something that hopefully has a story that's inspirational or funny or just, dark or anything. But
so nothing about what the fuck we were just saying and talking about is what I heard.
Well, he asked me about my stuff, and yeah, my I don't want to like necessarily end wars or start wars. I just want to make my animations. That's what makes me happy.
I can understand that. And I do want to congratulate you. A lot of people don't ever find what makes them happy. But I'm not sure what the right answer is for you, but I encourage you, find a great purpose.
Did I get dropped again?
I do have a great purpose. That's what I'm saying. It is going to be great. I want to be one of the best animators around.
Again, it's thinking about yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
Who am I supposed to be thinking about? You, Jack? Should I be thinking about yourself and what I could do for Jack today? I'm thinking about what's going to make me happy. And
I think you're catching on, Banana.
Yeah. Maybe like, what's your cash app, Jack? I'll send you like $5, bro. I'll help you out.
Yeah, I think it's about that time.
Shit.
Actually, what I often ask myself these days is, God, what would you like me to do?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, God does want us to be happy, but I believe God also wants us to do more than just be happy.
Yeah.
Well,
happy's not really on the top of the list.
Well, it's not to be denied. Oh, and let me not feed into the bitterness.
To suffer in his name is a rewarding thing.
Actually, I truly trust and believe that the God of love wants us to be children of God and wants us to be happy. But one of the most, we're made in the image of God. So one of the most rewarding things we can do is serve others.
Serve God, yeah.
Yes, God's creation.
Well, again, you're trying to find something rewarding, so you're just serving your own reward system. I mean, you're just doing what's making you happy.
Yeah, I mean, even the ending wars thing, I can see him picturing the ticker tape parade.
Dude, they're gonna have posters of them everywhere. It'll be like Talcott,
giant Jack balloons floating.
Basically, state parades.
Is that what you're imagining, or?
Clearly.
I think that's what Jack's imagining. Jack Talcott ends wars. Newspaper spins up and stops in front of the camera. Sailor Jack dips girly Jack over and gives her a kiss in the busy parade.
There's confetti everywhere. Fucking people cheering on.
You guys are deep in your effeminate imaginations right now. Can we get back to the now, or?
Yeah, sorry.
You're deep in your haterade.
No, here's what I'm trying to get you guys to consider. We are in the perfect place at the perfect time. The world is waiting for solutions. It's crying out. And I'm telling you, if we unite together, that is the solution. Uniting together is how we grow. When we can overcome our differences and learn from one another.
Jack, that's it. Reunited and it feels so good. Huh? You remember that one? Hell of a duet. Think about it.
I will think about that one, Paul, because there was something. I've been waking up with these thoughts and I didn't write it down, but there was a series of thoughts again today. And what I get from it is my goal, and what I think we want to practice doing is take what the world receives. I mean, what we receive from the world, the experience and data through the day, take that and bring it into the one. So we take the divided experience and then we reconcile it. We bring it into coexistence with all the others, and then we bring it into the heavenly realm, because the words reconcile, reunite, and rejoice. I think those might have been the words. Reconcile, reunite, and rejoice.
That's some R&R, I guess. But Jack, do you feel like it might be standoffish if you go find new people and you just do this, assume they're on board with your goals and objectives?
I'm not sure I understood the question completely, but I've been kind of dumbfounded by the number of people who've actually opposed the idea of trying to end wars.
I oppose it.
I realize, and it's illogical. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, you read the Bible, don't you? You believe the Bible.
Yeah.
So how do you end wars when wars will be until the end of this world?
The end of the world is the return of Christ. The return of Christ brings the sound judgment where the truth
and the division.
Right. Well, we will unite with the truth. That's the ending. We're going to reunite with the truth. There's going to be disclosure, no more secrets. We're going to cooperate with each other. And so the return of Christ is the realization and the acceptance. Ooh, the title.
Hey, Jack, this might be the problem that I'm becoming aware of. You might not be realizing that if you observe Tommy's life and situation, he might not actually be aware that he gets to choose in life. Like if you look at
my life
his lives and the way it is and how he looks and how he shows up and where he lives and the hovel and all the rest of it, it's almost like he's not actually aware that he gets a choice in life.
Everything I do is a choice.
Some kind of outcome where he's powerless and valueless.
I'm not powerless. You're just setting your narrative and you're a bullshit liar.
Well, Tom, I actually understand what he's saying because...
Do you understand that he's bullshitting?
Well, many Christians, and yourself included, you want to paint the narrative that wars can't end because you got to go to the book, and the book says there's more violence and there's more division. Well,
and birth pangs.
God gave us the free will to choose. So what if the dark prophecy, what if the prophecies have either already been, or what if they are right now? And we don't know. And what if it was the worst case scenario that was given to us? But oh yeah, hey guys, don't forget you have a free will to choose. All you got to do is seek to unite with God, become the children of God. It doesn't.
The body of Christ is that, Jack. We try to make the best of our local situations. I help my community. I'm not out to end wars and pestilence and famine. They'll come on their own.
Right, but you've started wars against me, which is illogical.
Well, I wouldn't say we've started wars, but I stand against your anti-biblical rhetoric.
You don't have to.
Well, I do.
No, it comes back to what Paul was saying. You may not realize you get to choose.
Right. I told you yesterday I'm nearing the point where I just have to disengage from you. I'm still trying to reach you on this stuff, but yeah, if you don't come around, I'll just break contact.
Okay, and another option is for you to choose to accept that you've been wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Okay. You're free to choose. You're free to do as you want, but
yeah, you are too.
Your opposition to me is illogical.
Don't think of it as opposition as much as when you say a thing, I make a correction for people that are listening.
No, you make a correction for your own selfish desires.
Jack, you've reworded biblical scriptures and posted them as your thumbnail.
Offer the example. Remind me, what are you referring to?
The ones where you turn a biblical passage and add some like disagreements, agreements, terms. You put your terminology in them.
I don't twist or misquote the Bible words, certainly not intentionally.
I'd have to span back over them. It was a while back.
And
But you laughed like I called it that day whenever I suggested that's what you do.
Tom,
And
what is it again you don't understand about the power to choose? If you want to be in the dogma cult where you believe you have a cornered market and a monopolization on God's experience and truth through a book you've been given, you're free to interpret that book like you all do, how you please, and live some kind of fantasy reality where you do little to nothing and expect God to save you every time. I mean, everyone has the power to choose.
That's not how we live.
It's precisely
your rhetoric. That's your narrative.
Fake ass Christians.
I'm not a fake ass Christian, and you never give examples of what you're saying.
This is how ironic it is. We now live in a time where Christians do run around cursing at people, condemning people, showing their ignorance and their arrogance and their foolishness, and having little to no results to point to in their life of God and a godly experience.
I have results to point to. You just aren't in that conversation. And what is it that you're saying as a Christian?
Well,
do you think it's a coincidence that nobody's like walking with you, with this situation? Like,
what do you mean?
Like you're constantly chasing people around on here to get them to listen to your message, but you have no one walking with you in life.
How am I chasing people around?
Okay, I guess I'm imagining it then.
You are. You're setting a narrative. Because I go to the regular panels I go participate in, and most of my stuff I do on my own.
Well, most of where you go online, Tom.
Tell me about that.
You're talking about people. You're gossiping. And here, I don't want to argue, and we don't need to paint you.
Yeah, because you're being a hypocrite.
And also because we're dealing with depressive Tom today, so he's gonna act like manic Tom. We don't see him half the week.
What are you talking about?
I know. What are you talking about? The guy who calls me and everyone a narc, right? What are you talking about?
You are a narcissist.
We totally don't know what we're talking about right now. Running around calling people nigger faggots and all the other sick nonsense you do day in and day out. Today's NPR depressive Tom, and we're gonna completely ignore manic Tom. That this is what
you're gonna ignore your entire fucking.
It's always about me, Tom. 3/4 of your broadcasting conversation everywhere is about me as well.
No, that's not true.
Oddly enough.
No, you just came back out of your lane, and now it is about you again.
Tom, please, you're delusional, like so many on panels.
No, you've said a bunch of stuff. You don't want a response, but you're wrong.
Tom, please.
Hey, go fuck yourself, Jack.
Why are you here? This is kind of the point. Tom, if you don't, maybe it is time. Because if you can't change your attitude, you're certainly not of value, not for my life. And that's a shame because I want to value you.
Value is something that the perceiver has to see.
Yeah, and it's based on what's offered. But your opinions and your disagreements, dude.
That's just your thing, man, is opinions and disagreements.
Well, so let's go to the facts. And here, Tom, you're not representing a Christian very well with your constant running around and judging and
no, I'm not sure you understand the difference between judging and just discussing.
Hey, Tom, again, you're finding a disagreement.
But Christians are not banned from judging. Like I said, keep reading that passage.
Jesus said, you know what, Tom? This is your pride and arrogance. Like
I'm not being prideful or arrogant. If you read the judge not lest ye be judged passage, keep reading it.
Are you being polite or humble now by chance?
Are you polite or humble, Jack?
I'm working my best to share.
Exactly. Now I don't call you out on that. You guys think I can't be a Christian just because I say mean words, and you guys kind of play that game.
You just had a description below your name of false witness and false claimer, and that
was you. That was you. That I was being you. You seem oblivious to that.
I'm saying you calling me a narc and a sociopath.
You are.
As the man in chat says right now, as the rest of us, we find it laughable.
Oh, where's my chat who agrees with me?
And you're getting triggered right off the bat here.
I'm not triggered. This is season 1 bullshit.
Well,
this is season 1 bullshit.
Tom. It's all one moment. There's no season 1.
We're actually getting better.
Because you deleted it.
But here, Tom, sincerely, dude.
How did you go talking about a thing and now you want to make the whole panel
about
that
right me? There, you just did it again because you've been running around yelling a narrative that I deleted my channel because of you. I took it down to avoid a third strike. It's been back up since, and you've ran with the narrative.
No, you deleted all the old streams.
No, I didn't. No,
yes,
I didn't.
You did.
Okay, so Tom, arguing is irrelevant. What is your point or what evidence?
To constantly condemn people and tell them that they're devilish while he's godly and has all the monopoly on the knowledge.
I don't do that at all.
No one following him.
That's not what I do.
That is what you do.
You're isn't.
A snafu creature with no results. Well,
that's your game.
That's redundant, right? I should have just kept it at snafu creature.
Oh, no, like you told him, go strike Illumitranny because you're Mr. Whites and Freedoms, go strike that guy. Just like you sent 2 different crews of black dudes at me.
Are you
and
upset about that? Did you feel unsafe?
I was part of the first crew.
Welcome, Hank. I've been trying to get Tom to pause. Holy cows. These patterns of argument and disagreement, dude, that's your pride and arrogance. It's your ego. Please get it under control. You've been doing good. I won't say you've been triggered today, Tom. I want to encourage and thank you. I think I see some efforts, but holy cows, man. You know, life is interesting.
Yeah. So what I was doing before I got here, I was doing my own stream today, and I was just doing my personality test with Truity, just to figure out where I was right now, so I can accept where I was and design my changes appropriately.
Did you find it helpful?
Oh, absolutely. So today I was Enneagram 8 and ENTJ. I usually come out Enneagram 5 INTJ, but today I came out 8 ENTJ with this test. But of course, all the tests are a little bit different. So
I've wondered about that. There's a difference in some of the tests, but then even on an individual day, we may have different perspectives.
Yeah, we do. So probably gonna just retest again in a week or so, or.
Yeah, I saw you were rolling earlier. I listened, had it in the background a little bit, but
yeah, I got visited by Officer Snaps and King Stephen, and I gave them as much rope as they wanted to, and I have my people working on it. I'll just say they're editing it down.
Good for you. Hey, thank you, Hank. Thank you. This life, man, this life we're living, it is bizarre. And then you start bringing in some of the characters online, and it really gets a little confusing. But I see a good group of people in these different YouTube communities, people all around the world. We're all living this life at the same time, trying to discern, trying to figure out what is going on. I know the things I say might be tough to believe, but if you think about it, it's the only thing that makes sense to me now, is that this is God's story. We can hate it or love it. It feels good to love it. So if you can love the story of you and develop the story of you, grow the story of you, I think the world is headed towards a transformation. Because the word, guys, I may wrap this up and return a little later because I've got some videos and stuff I'd like to share and talk about. Some of the things happening in this world, the corruption is undeniable. There's so much evidence, these corporations and the small little asset managers, they've purchased and taken control of pretty much everything. So us fighting each other for breadcrumbs, there's better ways. And I think we're heading to that. 5-Speed, I know you just showed up, and Hank, you too. But I am kind of thinking, as I'm talking those thoughts through, maybe I should wrap up and figure some stuff out and then see what the future brings.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Whatever you need to do, Jack, but I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I am going to wrap it up.
All right. Take care, everybody. Much love, many blessings.
Peace. And thank you, 5-Speed. Ham Banana, Hank, or all right. You still there? Riz Vane?
Yeah. I was just preparing and listening in, but yeah, you know where I stand on it, Jack, as far as me, personally, I can't and I wouldn't tell anybody else what they should do. I do have a perspective and a belief that part of what I'm doing here is applicable for all people, but I think that what you were just speaking about is greatly going to be influenced by our presentment at court, by virtue of our apprehension of the law and living that and communicating that, right, and exemplifying that. So I think that that's potentially one of the paths to the top of the mountain, so to speak. But there may be many. So with that, I'll let you be. And I'll offer you and the audience good tidings. We move into the fall and winter solstice, so to speak.
That's right. Seasons are changing. There's a time and a season for all things, too. Hey, thank you for joining today. Sincerely, I appreciate it. And maybe for those who are interested, watch for Paul later. Proper instruction motivates people. Thank you. The topic today, acceptance and change. The idea of, well, there's so many ideas, but the reality is I am who I am. I'm Jack Talcott. Today is Talcott Tuesday. And I want to thank all of you for joining us here in the land of Talcottia, where love is the reason, love is the purpose, love is the answer for all things. So at least, even if we can play these roles temporarily throughout our day, growing in the love that we feel, realize sincerely there is so much truth to be known. There's so much we can all learn, but the practice of self-care, self-love, it is so important. It's real easy in these lives to wake up and put on a suit of armor every day, go off to battle with the world, right? Because we've got so many battles and conflicts that we found. But if you allow yourself to surrender to that which is real, because the only thing we can know is now. So surrender to now as often as you can, and through your mind and heart, intentionally align your mind and your heart with your present body, your present beingness of today, and realize, if I am one with now, I am one with everything. And as long as I'm one with everything, I'm prepared for anything. And brothers and sisters, we never know what the future might bring I never thought Jack Talcott would end up doing crazy stuff like this, man. I'd much rather spend my time in a dark, shady bar, you know, talking to the waitresses or something. Yet here I am. Here I am. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, accept the life you've been given with hope, with faith, with love, with gratitude, because if you can find those things within you, you walk with the spirit of comfort. And when you walk with the spirit of comfort, that holy strength will lead you to the greater truth. And when you find that greater truth for you, your purpose, your calling, your destination for the future, then you know how your time is going to be spent. Thank you again for sharing your time with me, with us today. And if you haven't yet, do the subscribe thing. If you enjoy what you like, what you find, please share with others and check in again for the future. We'll see what the future brings. Brothers and sisters, thank you. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.